And all eyes are going to be on the Supreme Court today, which will hear a plea by the CBI, which challenged the Delhi High Court order suspending the life sentence of expelled BJP MLA Kuldeep Sengar in the Unnao rape case. So according to the cause list, a three-judge bench of Chief Justice of India, Justice Surya Kant and Justice J.K. Maheshwari and Augustine George Massey, they are likely to hear the matter. The top court will hear a separate petition that has also been filed by advocates Anjali Patel and Pooja Shilpkar. They also in their petition challenged the High Court order and sought a stay on it. The CBI in its appeal before the Apex Court had earlier contended that the High Court erred in declaring that Sengar, who was an MLA when the offence was committed, was not a public servant to be prosecuted under the POCSO Act and granted him bail. The High Court also failed to consider, as per the CBI, that a sitting MLA, by the virtue of holding a constitutional office, is vested with public trust and authority over the electorate, and that such a position carries heightened responsibility that's arising from duties owed to the state and the society. So viewers, on the 23rd of December, it was the High Court that suspended the jail term of Kuldeep Sengar, and that suspension caused a lot of outrage. We've been seeing how the survivor, her mother, they've been fighting for justice. Recently, they took their protest to the doors of the High Court, where they protested outside. Now, let me go across to my colleagues, Harish and Bhavtosh, who are tracking all the developments of the case. Harish, for viewers who are joining us on this broadcast, also my other colleagues are also with us. We have Shefali joining us, also Kritika. Going across to Harish. Harish, what's expected in the court today? First, tell our viewers about what the CBI said while challenging the relief that was given to Kuldeep Sengar in the Unnao rape case.
Yes, Sagarika, as you rightly said, a big hearing, a very important hearing. The big question is whether the victim will get justice. It's expected that the Supreme Court will issue notice to Kuldeep Sengar, but we have to watch. We'll have to wait and watch whether the Supreme Court stays the High Court judgment suspending his sentence and granting him bail till the Supreme Court decides the CBI's challenge to the High Court order. Essentially, the CBI has argued that if Kuldeep Sengar is released, it will endanger the victim, increases her threat perception, and also it has already undermined the public faith in judiciary. And as you rightly said, Sagarika, the High Court's conclusion that Sengar, despite being an MLA when he committed the crime, is not a public servant. In fact, the CBI has cited the LK Advani case to say that wherein Supreme Court had ruled that all those who hold a public office are a public servant. And the CBI has also very interestingly argued that just because he has spent a lot of years in jail does not mean that automatically his sentence can be suspended, because the offence is very grave. Not only the girl was raped, but also her father died in custody, and Sengar had been separately sentenced to 10 years for that offence, and also her two aunts were killed in a very mysterious manner when a truck hit the vehicles repeatedly. So it's a very grave offence, and also the CBI is citing precedents of several Supreme Court judgments which said that in a heinous offence, such sentence cannot be, especially one facing a life sentence.
Harish, I request you to stay with us, and I also request all our colleagues to be with us on this broadcast as we break down what's expected in the top court today. Brinda Adige is with us. Ms. Adige, what is your expectation? We've been seeing how the survivor and her mother, they've been fighting for justice. How, that order of the High Court also triggered a sense of disappointment across the country. What's your expectation today from the top court?
We certainly would like the Supreme Court to stay that order that has been given. He is a convict. He is not somebody just on trial. He is a convict. How can a court that has convicted him, put him in jail. Now another court or another judge or another bench says, okay, now we will suspend it. There is no legal space for them to do something like that. The letter and the spirit of the law is being shamed. I can't think of another word for it. It is being shamed because we are talking of a convict who is now setting a very dangerous precedent because now every other convict who has gone in either for life or has, spending 15, 20 years is now going to come out and say, please suspend it because of so-and-so, so-and-so.
Right.
And what they are talking about, he is a public servant. Please let the judges at least apply their minds. The defense lawyer will speak any lie that they want, but judges must apply their mind and say, was he not a MLA?
So all eyes are going to be on the top court. Thank you, Ms. Adige, for joining us, and we are going to keep our viewers up to speed with everything that's happening in the court today. Charu Ali Khanna, activist, also with us. Ms. Charu Ali, the High Court had suspended the jail term of Kuldeep Sengar, who was serving life imprisonment in the Unnao case, saying that he had already served 7 years and 5 months in prison. Today, the CBI has challenged that relief. All eyes are going to be on the top court. What are your expectations?
My expectations are that the High Court has given a I would say it's very distressing that they've given a vague reason for suspending the sentence. I mean, had they said he'd spent 9 years in jail, it would have been another matter. They said he spent 9 years in jail and the appeal will not be heard for many years. That is the reason. So it's a direct attack on themselves, on the delay in the judiciary. And as far as the Supreme, and there's another matter in which a murder case in which he's already in jail. So technically, even after the sentence gets suspended, he will not walk out free. So I think it's very unfortunate that at this stage, knowing that it's such a high-profile case, the High Court gives such an order. However, I feel even if the Supreme Court, they will definitely issue notice. And even if they stay the order of the High Court, it's not going to make any difference because for another 2 years, he has to be in jail for murder.
Right. Thank you, Ms. Charu Ali Khanna, for joining us on this broadcast. My colleagues are with us, Harish, Bhavtosh, Isha and Kritika. They've been tracking every development in this particular case. Going across to Bhavtosh. Bhavtosh, you heard what women activists have been saying. Yes, as rightly pointed by Charu Ali Khanna, Kuldeep Singh Sengar will continue to remain in bail because of the other case that he's facing. But Sengar's sentence was suspended by the High Court till the pendency of his appeal, challenging his conviction and sentence in the rape case. He had also challenged the December 2019 trial court's verdict in the case as well. So today, as all eyes are going to be on the top court of the country, tell us about the survivor in the case and her family, the way they are fighting for justice.
Yes, Sagarika, in fact, it has been a long, arduous battle for the victim. She, in fact, lodged her first complaint with the police, and it was in the custody of the police that her father and uncle were brutally beaten up, which led to the death. And subsequently, it was only when she tried, setting herself afire that the case got a lot of limelight, and then subsequently the case was transferred to the CBI. While the CBI continues to maintain that they had opposed the bail application and in fact had fought this case very diligently in the court and managed to get conviction, the fact remains that the CBI never covered itself in glory. There was a complaint that was lodged by the victim before the CBI, though CBI never took that complaint on record, in which the victim said that the investigating officer in this case did not, filed a school certificate which is not hers, and more importantly, she also claimed that the SIM card was also not in her name. She claims that this investigating officer colluded with the main accused in this case, that is Kuldeep Sengar, and she wants that FIR should be filed against the investigating officer. So there are several discrepancies as far as CBI is concerned. That's what she has continued to maintain. Whereas the CBI has said that the fact that they have shown a lot of alacrity while challenging this order of the Delhi High Court shows that they are in fact with the victim. all eyes would be on the Supreme Court. The CBI wants that the sentence should be stayed. The fact remains that CBI has managed to get conviction in 2 cases, leading to life imprisonment in 1 case, which has now been suspended by the High Court, and also 10 years imprisonment in the culpable homicide not amounting to murder.
Yes, and like we've been telling you about the details of this case, Kuldeep Sengar continues to remain in jail. Why? Because he is also serving 10 years imprisonment in the custodial death case of the survivor's father and has not been granted bail in that particular case. Kritika, you were covering the protest that the survivor and her mother, the protest that they had undertaken outside the Delhi High Court. We saw the scenes that came in that day, and we've been also tracking the voices of those activists who've come out in support of the survivor in this very case. Have you spoken to the survivor today? What are her expectations? Because this has been a long and an arduous fight for this family.
Well, Sagarika, time and time again, when we've spoken to the survivor as well as her mother, they've said that their only faith now rests with the Supreme Court. They were absolutely distraught after the Delhi High Court order which suspended the life imprisonment for Kuldeep Sengar. They went on to say that none of their extended family members would also be safe if any such order actually goes through and is not stayed in due time. The 5-kilometer radius condition that was set up by the Delhi High Court, they're saying that he does not need to be even in the same city to be able to orchestrate such attacks. They allege that he's already done so in the past many times. They've lost family members. In fact, this is what the survivor's mother also had to say, that can her husband be brought back by such a suspension? When it cannot be, then why is there any dilution in the charges and in fact in the punishment that Kuldeep Sengar is facing? The activists have been saying that a loophole in the law cannot be used to let someone out, specifically when the allegations are as grave as we're seeing in the case of this Unnao survivor. There have been murders, there have been murders of aunts as well, which the family alleges was directly orchestrated by Singh. So now, obviously, all of them are full on hopes as far as the Supreme Court hearing today is concerned.
Yes, and Shefali, before I come to you, let's also listen into what the survivor said. She's also pinning her hopes on the Supreme Court of the country. This is what she said while protesting at the Jantar Mantar.
आज मैं गई थी, हाई कोर्ट गई थी, मैंने जजमेंट सुना, हमें बहुत दुख हुआ। जज साहब ने जजमेंट सुनाया, मुझे बहुत दुख हुआ। मुझे लगा कि मैं यहीं पे सुसाइड कर लूँ अपना, लेकिन मैंने अपने बच्चों के बारे में सोचा, मैंने अपने परिवार के बारे में सोचा, इसलिए कुछ हिम्मत नहीं किया। लेकिन हमारे साथ में अन्याय हुआ है। चुनाव आ रहा है, इलेक्शन आ रहा है, इसलिए उनको बाहर निकाला गया ताकि वो अपनी पत्नी को खड़ा करके चुनाव लड़ सके। रेप के आरोपी अगर बाहर आएंगे तो देश की बेटियां कैसे सुरक्षित रहेंगी, हम कैसे सुरक्षित रहेंगे, हमारे बच्चे कैसे सुरक्षित रहेंगे, परिवार कैसे सुरक्षित रहेगा।
That reaction came in from the survivor the day that relief was given by the High Court to Kuldeep Sengar. Now, remember, the High Court had directed Sengar. There were very stringent conditions were also put on him. He has been accused of kidnapping and raping the survivor, convict in the case, when she was a minor. He was asked to furnish a personal bond of 15 lakhs with 3 sureties of the like amount. The High Court also directed Kuldeep Sengar not to come within a 5-kilometer radius of the survivor's residence in Delhi and not to threaten her or her mother. Violation of any of these conditions would once again lead to the cancellation of bail. The High Court also said that the rape case and other connected cases were transferred to Delhi from a trial court in Uttar Pradesh on directions of the Supreme Court on the 1st of August in 2019. Now, Sengar's appeal, remember, against his conviction in the particular case of custodial death, that is of the survivor's father, is also pending. Going across to Shefali. Shefali, you two are tracking all the developments in this particular case. What is, what are the lawyers who are representing Kuldeep Sengar? What are they saying?
Yes, currently, right now, I am at Supreme Court, outside Supreme Court. And first, let me tell you that I spoke to the survivor, and she is sure. She said that I am hopeful, and I am sure that Supreme Court will give justice, which Delhi High Court failed to give her that. So currently, right now, she is not here, but she is on her way, and she'll be reaching here shortly. Apart from that, what we are learning as well that the another case in which the Kuldeep Sengar has filed in the 10-year sentence for the custodial death of survivor's father. In that, the case is pending, and he's seeking that the sentence should not be given to him because he has already spent a lot time in jail already.
All right. Thank you all my colleagues, Shefali, Kritika, Bhavtosh and Harish for joining us on this broadcast. We're going to keep our viewers up to speed with all the developments as they unfold in the Supreme Court today. The survivor, her mother and all those backing her are pinning their hopes on the Supreme Court of the country where the CBI's petition is going to be taken up. Thank you so much for joining us. With that, we are also going to shift our focus